welcome to Monday Morning Messages. I'm Candace Smith. Welcome. Come on in. Have a cup of coffee or some hot water or your beverage of choice. And have a seat and relax. Talk about life. Or something that has nothing to do with life. Excuse me. Happy Monday. That was too much. Okay. It's kind of like, I don't want to say careful what you wish for. Sorry. But, ask for, I'm sorry. It's like I have perfect voice and like everything. And then the second the camera goes on, it's like, something is just like ready to alter communication. So for a while I've been asking the universe for like an abundance of energy. And I gotta say, they came through. That means late nights because you have energy, up early with energy, and hot water's not too bad. So if that's your thing, just go ahead and put that on your wish list because they will do it. No joke. So this week, I hope everybody's doing great. Welcome. You did it. We're here. We're still here, and we'll be there next week. For today, I thought we would have some fun with index cards. Yeah, stay tuned because who doesn't think about that on a daily basis? But really, it's about values and how they can help us to more easily make choices as to what it is that we're doing, where those things maybe don't become such arduous like choices or decisions. If we've decided in advance, like these are our values, then things may more easily align with that. And also, like at the end of your day, when you feel like you haven't gotten anything done, or just sort of that tangible aspect of it, that maybe you've really gotten like a lot more done than you think you have because you're aligning with your values. So I don't know why I think this is fun, because things are on index cards probably, but this is maybe a bad decision because people are like, why do you want to see what your values are? But basically I have probably for the past, I don't know, probably a year, let's just call it that, because everything seems to be in that time frame of like a year ago and a year from now. So I chose 5 values, and this can be anything, but the idea behind this message is, again, just to give you an idea of what those look like. They're not going to be the same for anyone, and they don't have to be big. They can just be whatever you want, and they can also change. So I think allowing yourself and giving yourself the permission to adapt to changing environments, what your values look like, and they could change as often as every day or every week or every month, whatever it feels like. But just being aware that we're always changing, our values are always going to change. And I think that's sort of what had happened to me before, was thinking that these are my values and this is what's important to me and this is forever. So just to go ahead and show you an example, because you can see how much time I spent on this, hours in the art studio that I have as well, along with my hair and makeup people. But so this is one, I don't know, this has more than 5, but it starts off with health, and then it goes into love, passion, like relationships, and then I guess there was a time in my life where laughter and humor were not there. That sounds surprising to me, and that's interesting, but apparently it was very important to me at the time. And then 4 was honesty, 5 was making a difference, and then 6 was self-improvement and learning. So when you think about your values, then you can start thinking about how you're spending your time. So in this example, and honesty was really important, but I had it down lower. But it was more about being honest with myself about what I wanted, and being honest with others about what I wanted and what my boundaries were, And then really also keeping myself committed to being honest with others, even in spite of what I thought their feedback, reactions, or feelings might be, that those would be taken with respect and sincerity. That, everyone, I don't know, I have a lot less than I used to, and I don't really think I have a lot now. But those little white lies, it's like, oh, whatever it is, or you say you're busy or something is, it's like just put it out there because it always comes back. So, at the time, like health was very important. And so that means health in any capacity, really. So this would be food, this would be drink, this would be exercise, this would be mental health, emotional health. So I felt like I put that at the top because if I wasn't physically feeling my best and mentally in a good place, then I wouldn't be able to give love to others and build those relationships. Um, and then from there, if I'm able to do that, then like humor would be there where, I really wanted those relationships to be built off of laughter and having fun. And then just below that is, like we talked about before, honesty, and then making a difference, which is always very important to me. But it's interesting because I I don't think I didn't have enough. It's weird because now I'm thinking about this in hindsight. I've not looked at these. There's four of them. Don't worry. We'll go through them in intricate detail. Not really. But I brought them out because I kept them all to remind myself how they change over time. But I've never looked at them to remind myself how they change over time until now. So it's kind of interesting to see what was important. But I don't think I had the space at the time to really um, put making a difference in others' lives at the forefront because I wasn't in a place for myself that I was able to give that back. So we'll just move on in the interest of time. But then I moved on to, right, changing colors. I mean, who doesn't like these? Health, still at the top. Trust, inner wisdom, and then love and passion, making a difference, and then learning and new experiences. So in this way, like I sort of moved up, took out honesty, I guess, and moved up learning and new experiences. Still at the bottom. So I still wanted to learn and have new experiences, but it wasn't something that I could do until, and really, to be honest with you, like, spoiler alert, like, health stayed at the top. That was the interesting part. Like, I still put that as number one because if I'm not healthy, if I'm not in a good place mentally, physically, emotionally, then I'm not going to be able to do much of anything else for anyone else. Um, but I switched out the love second for trust and inner wisdom. So I think what I was looking for there was like, sort of that spiritual guidance, intuition, manifestation. What can I look to instead of pouring myself out into my family 100% every day? Maybe I needed to take some time to be introspective. So giving yourself the permission and freedom to change these values is extremely important. And one of the things, I read a book, and I don't know that I'll do it justice. So maybe it's true what I remember it saying, or maybe I should write my own book about it. But you can check it out for yourself and verify my work. It's called The One, I don't even know if the name's right. I think it's called The One Thing. And one part of it, if I'm correct, who's to say, is that you get one thing done a day that's most important to you. And the second part of it, which could be the only part, and I just made them into two parts, is that the one thing changes every day. So, like for this guy, it was what did he have? He'd have like family one day, then the next day he would have business, then the next day he would have exercise. So for him, every day, I wonder if he did 5 things every day and picked the one thing. Maybe that was his strategy. I don't even know why I have 5. Um, but he let it change every day. So it gave him the ability to, and from my perspective, what I enjoyed learning from it was like giving yourself the permission to like not put everything in number one every day so you don't feel like garbage when you didn't do number one, everything, all day, every day, which I loved. Mine don't change as often as daily, but you could have like sub lists if you like those things, bullet points and whatnot. This can go as deep as you want. Um, and then later on, I guess I have like number three was learning and new experiences. So I moved up learning to, because it's so crazy. I have not looked at these. I thought I knew what I was talking about before I looked at them. I didn't. But I've got learning and new experiences, and then below that, still like making a difference. So it's almost like I was again in that sort of period where it's like learning and being introspective and taking time to myself and then being able to make a difference. And what was really probably happening at the time was making a difference by just being someone who is kind and thoughtful. And I'm not saying like 100% I'm the best. I just meant that I tried. This is where it's a little different when you say like what you did versus what you wanted to. All I can say is that the intent was there for me to be 100% of my best person. So although I wasn't putting it at the forefront, me just as a person, as a parent, as a sister, a daughter, a wife, a niece, well, that goes on, granddaughter, it's a whole thing. Relationships, me just being a person and people, a customer, a client, a lot of things that could be, I guess. Um, and then, is this recent? Is this the one I just put up? This might be different. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And then I had at the bottom, like, starting to build out, like, what I wanted for my family life to be like. I think I was also so focused on other people. Did I finish talking about the one thing? I did. You got the gist of it. And the book's out there. Um, but I would spend like so much time and money on other people that, not that I didn't spend time with my family, but I was very close to like money with my family versus I would give a stranger or a cause instantly without thought, whatever I had. It doesn't mean it's a large amount. It's just that for me, it was what I had or that I felt was, appropriate. And but if my son's like, can I have this $5 soccer ball? It'd be like, no, tight budget, like no. So even realizing that would yeah, and see, that's what happened. It moved up. This is the most recent one. So I switched out because I still do give back and I still do take spend time and money and effort on causes that are important to me and give back to others. I've I noticeably realized that, I don't know if you noticeably realize something consciously, maybe. I realized that, here's my family, the people that are closest to me, and my kids that are going to have memories and like experiences that they'll take with them. And so while I wanted them to understand and see what causes are important to me, whole other day, because your kids should understand, hopefully, not should, I hope they do. I feel like it's important that they understand what's important to you. Again, whether it's equality, homeless, abuse, children, whatever that is, animals, the rainforest, whatever that is for you. Hopefully, your children can say, yes, this is what is important. If you have those things, you might not have anything that's important to you, and if that's the case, then your kids don't need to know anything more. But I moved it up because I wanted to start building those experiences proactively with my kids, because you start thinking about like, what are they going to remember? Is it, money that you spent on them? Is it time spent with them? Is it updating something in your home, or arranging furniture, or a way that, you're spending more time in a place that you'll create memories, whether it's music or games or, I don't know what other people do, but that's what we do. It's like, I have no other examples. Um, okay, well, we'll get to this is today, because it's like everyone's like, just wrap it up. Um, Health, and then family, and then for me now, it's like teacher, leader, healer, writer. Like those are all the things that I am embodying or trying to. And then building on my family's life experiences and then giving back. So I think there's a time for things to ebb and flow. And I think that these words or phrases are for me. They can look completely different for you. Yours just might be like, a great sandwich or, walking. But one of the things that I really found helpful was when I did put health at the top and energy, that my choices started to revolve around what is going to help me feel healthy. So going to bed early, food that's helping my body, exercise. And then what I realized, I had health at the top, but my kids were taking up like 100% of my day. Love them, not a problem, but I am my own person and I do need to take care of three children. Technically, one's like grown and, a husband, but it's still, an opportunity. So I looked at these one day and I was like, wow, I have health at the top and family underneath it, but I'm not taking care of myself. So I started to make decisions that were like, okay, you need to be together so that I can exercise. I need to ask for time for myself because I had health at the top of my values, but I wasn't honoring where it was. And so it's fascinating because to me, people are like, we've moved on to something else. This is not fascinating. But to me, it was fascinating because I wasn't making choices that were aligned with what my values were. So although health was important, my kids were completely running my day. God love them. So I started to realize how to, or look at how to set boundaries and say, okay, this is it. This is what's important to me. So hopefully this will help you out as well. Again, look up some words, come up with your own words. I think colorful index cards are very helpful with, advanced technology, which is tape. Put them right here, where you can see them and change them as often as you need, but keep an eye out on them because when you go to bed and feel like, oh, the dishes aren't done, this is, did you do something that was healthy? Did you spend time with your family? Did you help someone? Were you honest? And then you can feel like a rock star because you got to check some things off of your list that in advance were important for you, and you didn't have to worry about the nuances of the day of like not calling someone back, doing the laundry, whatever it is that you feel like, did I honor those things that I've put in place, that I've said to myself that are important for me? Did I ask for time to myself? Did I do at least one thing that was like healthy for me? Or did I do that one thing with my family that you can sort of let yourself off the hook? And you should, because, as people in general, and parents and siblings and every role that we play is really important. And we do a lot of important things that we don't give ourselves credit for. So try to come up with your own if this interests you on any level whatsoever, and keep the ones that you used to do so you can see how you're changing and see what decisions you're making that you're probably doing a lot better than you think you are, and you'll probably get a lot better than you ever hoped you were because you'll start honoring those things that you find important. So have a great week. Thanks for tuning in, and work your week. Don't work this week. Oh gosh, did I end it? Well, have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.